2, 3, 4.
In the summer of 1972, John Lennon and Yoko Ono took to the stage at Madison Square Garden for the One-to-One concerts, a pair of benefit shows that would go down in history as John's final full-length live performances. Now, more than 50 years later, those concerts have been brought together in what might be the most ambitious Lennon archive release yet. This is Power to the People, the ultimate collection. So in this video, we're going to open this set together and take a closer look at everything inside. Not here, over there. So let's kick off by looking at the sticker on the shrink. We've got the ultimate collection, Power to the People, and this confirms we've got 3 Blu-rays, 9 CDs, and a 204-page book, completely remixed from the original multi-tracks in high definition stereo, 5.1 surround, and Dolby Atmos. On the back, we've got the sticker made in Germany, which means it was made by Optimal in Germany. There we go. Let's have a look at the front. We've got this lenticular design, which makes Yoko transform into John and vice versa. Right, so let's get the shrink off. The trusty plectrum is here. So as you can see, the sticker comes off with the shrink. With the shrink off, it gives us a chance to look at the cover in all its lenticular glory. There we are, going from Yoko to John, to Yoko, back to John again. Photos, of course, originally by Ian McMillan. On the back, you've got the track listing printed in silver foil, along with the logos for the record companies, Mercury, Universal, and then Ono Music. And on the spine, also in silver foil, Power to the People. Right, let's have a look inside. Slip everything out. First up is this. We saw this on the sticker on the front, Power to the People. And this just slips out. It's a plastic foil cover. It's a nice touch. Reminds me a bit of the White Album Deluxe Set. And first up we get this wallet. Here's John on the front, and on the back you've got John and Yoko in full flow. Inside, let's see what we've got. We've got all the CDs. Let's have a look at all the CDs. So disc 1 is a hybrid or best of concert, which contains curated highlights from both the afternoon and evening shows. Disc 2 is the afternoon show from August the 30th, 1972. Disc 3 is the evening show, which is a slightly different mood than the afternoon show. Disc 4 is New York City, the ultimate mixes, remixed political era tracks. Of course, one track is missing that begins with Woman, as has been discussed quite a lot in the forums, etc. I won't be addressing that in this video. This is just an unboxing, but I will be looking at that in a future video. Disc 5 is New York City, the Evolution documentary, featuring alternate takes and work-in-progress versions, and shows how songs developed in the studio. Disc 6 is Studio Jams and Elements mixes, with loose jams, Roll Over Beethoven, Yakety Yak, etc. Elements mixes which isolate instruments and the orchestra. Really like those Elements mixes. And there we go, there's the listing on the inside. I'll just pop that there in case you want to freeze it and zoom in. Let's see what we've got next. On this one, we have John and Yoko looking at each other with a lot of love there, and Yoko on the back. Again, there's the details of this disc. Again, if you want to pause the video, pinch and zoom, there we go. Let's have a look at what we've got here. So disc 7 is Live Jam 1, a star-studded cast of thousands, Frank Zappa and the Mothers. The Lyceum UNICEF show from 1969 featuring Cold Turkey, Don't Worry, Kyoko, etc. And Fillmore East 1971 with Frank Zappa and the Mothers. This is disc 8, Live Jam 2, with John and Yoko Plastic Ono Band with David Peel and the Lower East Side, and Elephant's Memory, the John Sinclair Freedom Rally from 1971, the Apollo Theatre Benefit, and the David Frost TV show and Jerry Lewis Telethon. So disc 9 is by John Lennon, also featuring Phil Ochs. Home Jam, New York City and Ann Arbor, 1971. So featuring intimate New York home tapes from 1971 and demos, fragments and unreleased songs. So collector's gold on that CD, which I'm really looking forward to. So here we have Blu-ray number 1. This is John and Yoko Plastic Ono Band with Elephant's Memory and special guests live at the One-to-One concert, New York City, 1972. The hybrid show, the afternoon show, and the evening show, all on this one Blu-ray. Blu-ray number 2. Thank you. John and Yoko Plastic Ono Band with Elephant's Memory plus Invisible Strings, New York City, the Ultimate Mixes, the Evolution documentary, Studio Jam, and the Elements Mixes. Elephant's Memory, Elephants Mixes, Elements Mixes, and Blu-ray number 3 is this one. There you go. It's John and Yoko Plastic Ono Band, a star-studded cast of thousands, Frank Zappa and the Mothers, David Peel and the Lower East Side, Elephant's Memory, Phil Ochs, Live Jam, Live Jam 2 and Home Jam. So everything on the Blu-rays in super high quality audio only, no video on the Blu-ray. I always like to see some memorabilia in these boxes, and here is some in this attractive pouch. Inside we have some string attached to, that's a long piece of string, attached to a backstage pass. One-to-One concert, and this is number 24. I wonder if they're all different. Yeah, I've just checked, and these one-to-one backstage passes are unique. This is number 00024. If you get one, your number will be different. So that's a nice touch. Individually numbered, unique backstage pass. You also get a pair of replica tickets. These are not individually numbered. They're all 1A17 and 1A18, but still a nice touch, nice thick card. Great stuff. And last but not least, in this little package is a sort of pass to an after show party. This one took place at the Tavern on the Green from 11 p.m, August the 30th, 1972. That would get you into that party. What a night that must have been. Incredible stuff. And there's your envelope. Also, printed on like newspaper print paper, very thin and rough. You have this poster, which for record collectors amongst you will recognise the photographs used on the original picture sleeve of Power to the People. And yeah, this one's advertising the concert. Last but not least, we have the 204-page book. It's nice silver foil on the front. So I'm going to just reposition you, and we're going to have a look at some pages from the book. But before that, we've got some other little pieces in the front of the book here. We've got some stickers. Maybe get some old buttons or badges and stick those on them. That'd be really cool. Or just stick them anywhere you want. Lovely. And 2 postcards. One of the Statue of Liberty with some of John's handwriting on, and the other one just showing John and Yoko at the concert behind their respective keyboards. Okay, so let's have a look at the book. I'll go through all of it and I'll show you the highlights as I go through it myself. 204 pages. Would be a bit much to show in one video, but I'll show you some of the highlights to show you what we're getting. I'm really looking forward to reading this. There's the crowd. And there's the contents. Again, you can stop the video and pause and pinch and zoom to have a look at the pages at your leisure. There's a preface by Yoko. And of course, telling the story about how they came to New York City in 1971. Iconic photos throughout. That's the Lyceum concert, which is on one of the CDs and Blu-rays. Yoko's daughter Kyoko, and live jam with Frank Zappa and the Mothers, which you can also hear on the discs, and all the lyrics to those as well. 2 classic fun-loving hustlers. Must have been so exciting to have a clean start in New York at that time. For John, I'd like to see original cassettes with John's handwriting on them. These are from the St. Regis Hotel in September 71. Basically just rock and roll stuff, slip in, slide in, all the things that he'd record a few years later on rock and roll. Some great pictures of the Bank Street apartment outside Annin. So beautifully recreated in the 1:1 film, which I've seen a couple of times and really urge you to see if you haven't seen that already. The Free the People piece on the road, Yes Tour, and a conversation there with Alan Klein, some of which you can hear in the 1:1 film. They are calling Jim Keltner on the 1st of December 1971. And there's the man himself, ace drummer Jim Keltner. Pictures and details about the John Sinclair Freedom Rally in December 71 at Ann Arbor, Michigan, with the lyrics and the poster from the concert, and a report on the Ann Arbor and freeing of John Sinclair. Looks like it's been, no, that's not John's handwriting on there. The Attic Estate Benefit, again, the tracks that appear on the CDs and all the story about them. So listen to the CD and read the text. Fantastic, beautiful pictures there. The David Frost Show from December 71, where they performed Attic Estate, Sisters Oh Sisters and John Sinclair. Lyrics to which are there. The Jerry Lewis Muscular Dystrophy Telethon, where they appeared doing Imagine, Now or Never and Give Peace a Chance, with Jerry Lewis joining in. And the lyrics to that. Great picture of them in Bank Street, watching television, playing the guitar. Why We Would Love to Live in New York by Yoko Ono. Again, great pictures here. Many never seen before. Plastic Ono Elephant's Memory Band. Again, more pictures and the full story, an interview with the people that were in the band, telling the story like no other could. Recording sometime in New York City. Stills from that. And again, interviews with Jim Keltner, Roy Cicala, the engineer, and lots of other people involved in the sessions. And here's a section we get to sometime in New York City. Illustrations here by Joe Zucker for the songbook, which came out with the album. And there's the cover. Yep, everything is intact, as you can see there. And there's an introduction to the album by John and Yoko. from 1972 by the looks of it. And here's the lyrics from the album. Although not the disputed one, I see. That's not there. New York City. Pictures of them wandering around. And some handwritten lyrics on Apple paper. More pictures at Bank Street. Moving on to the Ultimate Mixes, Sisters Oh Sisters. From the Ultimate Mixes, Attic Estate, and more. There's Attic Estate there, inside. Born in a Prison. Sunday Bloody Sunday. Original lyrics there on Apple paper. That's Letters to Paul and Linda McCartney from John and Yoko. Before he got into his typing by the looks of it. There's some typed lyrics here. The Luck of the Irish. John Sinclair. Angela. Rural Water. Interesting pictures there from the album cover. There's the detail from some of the original master tape boxes. The Evolution documentary. More master tape boxes. Elements mixes. Master tape boxes again. It's small. I have to get my magnifying glass out to have a look at those. There's the album cover again. And a letter from John and Yoko to Bhaskar Menon, the head of Capitol Records at that time, about them putting a sticker over that part of the album to censor it. Didn't worry about that. That's what they were worried about. That's funny. Sleeves or test pressings and acetates, I imagine, with John's work on there. Sometime in New York City artwork. They've got the original labels here. And the inserts which went with the original album. The inner sleeves of the album. And some newspaper ads. Lots of documents. The big government documents, FBI documents, redacted parts. Again, need your magnifying glass of that. I'm not sure if you'll be able to read it. I don't know. No. I think the dots in the printing make it impossible to read such small writing. Price of fun. We're not going to Miami, May 1972. John and Yoko on Dick Cavett, I think there. Making it clear they're not going to be appearing at the Republican Convention in the summer. The two hats, which we saw in the poster, which they wore on the cover for Power to the People, obviously still exist, which is good to see. The one-to-one concert listing and the tapes for the one-to-one concert with an article about remixing, or an interview with Sean Ono Lennon about remixing the concert. Must have been a lot of fun. The beginnings of the one-to-one concert, stills from the day, all about the children, the big event in Central Park, which went on in the afternoon, or all day actually. Got the one-to-one concert rehearsals. There's the band. Lots of interesting stories about that. Again, interviews and comments from people who were there, who were in the band, and who worked on it. So, great primary source information. Some beautiful pictures from the afternoon show, which mirror the quality we've seen recently with the Instant Karma and Come Together videos which have been released so far. I think the actual film the visuals are coming out next year. So I really look forward to that because it really does look like a spectacular restoration job. More black and white pictures. More great colour shots. There's an original review by Toby Mamis in Soul Sounds magazine. Original review by Roy Carr in the NME. And final victory with the deportation order being overturned on the 7th of October 1975. He receives his green card on the 27th of July 76. And finally all the credits for the box set and the book, and the acknowledgements, credits for the concert, production and film, and the message, "War is over if you want it." That is your lot. Power to the People is released on October the 10th and is available in multiple formats. Firstly, as you've just seen, the Deluxe Box Set containing 9 CDs, 3 Blu-rays, book, and all those cool extras. Also, there's a 2 CD set containing the afternoon and evening shows, and a single CD containing the hybrid best-of show. For vinyl lovers, there's this 4 LP set, which contains all of the goodies which are in the CD Deluxe set. It even has the same lenticular cover. The discs have the afternoon and evening shows spread across the 4 sides. There's also this 2 LP set on transparent green vinyl, which contains the hybrid best-of show. You can find out more or order any of these sets by going to johnlennon.com. So I really hope you enjoyed going through the box with me. It's clearly been put together with a lot of love and care by the Lennon estate. I still think there's lots to discuss about it, but I'm going to leave that for my review video. In the meantime, I'm going to go through every single one of these discs and listen to every single track so I can give you a full and fair and balanced review. Once again, thank you so much to the Lennon estate for sending it to me, and to you for watching.